We got 2 Long Island, 2 Brooklyn kids here. We never thought about Long Island growing up.
Never.
It's like Canada to us. We didn't think about it.
Okay.
The only thing we thought about was
It's good because those are 2 places that people from Brooklyn can't afford to live. Canada and Long Island. It's good that you don't think about it.
There's a lot of dumps in Long Island.
Hey, man, for sure, but they serve a purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
What is those purpose?
Somebody needs to make meth.
Is that purpose to keep Long Island people in Long Island, for them to rationalize why they like to stay
George
in Long
Carlin
Island?
had that line where the poor are there to scare the shit out of the middle class.
Yeah.
You got to keep a little bit of, you got to keep a few problems.
Right.
Just to let people know how bad it can get.
Yeah. I almost think sometimes the middle upper class people of Long Island, maybe they fund MS-13 to scare themselves so they never leave Long Island.
The thing about Long Island is that the people that live on Long Island are the stupidest people in the country.
What do you mean?
They're the dumbest. I've performed in Alabama. I performed in like all these places. There's something. Long Island has a very specific strain of dumb. They are confident hicks. Yep. They are hicks with the confidence level of like really cultured people.
Right.
And there's something about it that it's enviable in a way. Jerry Seinfeld in the movie Comedian goes, "How big do you have to be before they'll shut up?" Right. Talking about Long Island, then going, it's really Alabama out here. Like, there's something about Long Island that it just breeds of the confident hick.
Case in point.
Yeah. But I escaped.
You got out.
I escaped, and then I went back, but where I'm in Long Island is not really Long Island.
Right. No. Long Island is confident, boisterous, ethnic.
Yeah.
You got a hint of Jew in there. There's bar mitzvahs. I always said, like, if you're a dad from Long Island, you're almost praying for a son the way the Spartans did.
Yeah.
Because if you have a daughter, you're in for a Sweet 16. You're in for a nose job.
Yeah.
There's a couple things you got to pay off. Wedding, Sweet
For
16,
sure.
nose job.
Long Island is it's a time capsule, meaning that it refuses to evolve in any meaningful way.
And that's good or bad.
It has positives and negatives.
Bagels are great. They stayed the same.
Yeah, the food there is the best in the country.
Right.
Because if there wasn't, there would be riots. Like people, it subdues the people. It keeps them kind of happy. But it refuses to evolve there. Like Long Island is 10 to 20 years behind Manhattan or any other major city in terms of like if you go to a restaurant or if you go anywhere, you look at it, you're like, whoa, this is dated. Long Island's in the early 2000s now.
It's true.
Yeah, they're in the early 2000s now.
It's true. When you go to restaurants in Long Island, like an Italian restaurant, it looks like a restaurant in Brooklyn before gentrification.
Yeah, it looks like a movie set
like
that they put up.
Yeah.
Because Long Island, it's best explained this way. Yeah. It's a bunch of people longing for a time when they weren't even alive.
Right.
They're longing for this era that they're longing for the Rat Pack.
Right.
None of them were alive for that.
Right.
None of them have any connection to it. They're just longing for this like romanticized version of America that kind of never existed and certainly didn't exist in their world.
Right.
But it's a funny place.
Does the geography of Long Island have anything to do with the mentality of people?
Yes, because it allows people to appropriate the accomplishments of New York City and the magnitude of New York City and the importance of New York City, and it allows them to feel that they have some type of relationship to that or that conveys some sense of legitimacy to them.
There's 9 million people back there. I didn't know that till a couple of years ago.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of people in Long Island. 9 million.
Yeah.
And they're also like, there's 2 ways out, and those ways out are packed with traffic.
Yeah, and nobody takes them.
Nobody takes them. Is that part of why they stay there? Because Long Island almost feels like a disconnected island from Brooklyn and Queens. It's almost like...
Well, it's the first suburb, and I always explain it like this. It'll be the last. I mean, it's going to dig in and hold on to the racism, the hatred, the fear, the paranoia, the buffets, the fentanyl. Like, it's going to hold on. Every suburb will eventually look like Long Island, like Austin. Have your fun. Have your fun. Like, all these things that are on the come up, like my Coconut Grove, have your fun. Eventually, at the end of the run, instead of these green leafy suburbs that they start out with, you're going to have track housing, buffets, and fentanyl. That is how it all inevitably ends, because the comfort will corrupt. Everybody gets fat and happy. Everybody, Long Island's the only place in the world you could just get a job from your mother's friend. And you could stamp like, pool passes for $70,000 a year at the rec center. And like, these are, and then have a separate dark web kiddie porn business, like on the side. Like, you can work it all around. Like, these places are all going to eventually end up Long Island, a very ugly place. There's beauty, but it's very few and far between, and it costs more and more and more money now because the majority of it is ugly. It's true. It's consumerism run rampant, fear, paranoia. It's ugly.
Yeah, they sit there, they watch Fox News, and
they're angry, and they're waiting for MS-13 to climb in a window, and they're waiting because that's what keeps them going, is fear.
Yeah,